General students, today we are going to study the topic applications of Biot-Savart law. In last class we have discussed famous law Biot-Savart law, and today we will discuss few application of this law. Students, as we have studied that for a current carrying conductor, consider a small element known as current element dl and a point P which is at distance r, making an angle theta with the dl. Magnetic field at P dB, magnetic field at P dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. We have discussed this thing, this formula, that magnetic field at any point P due to a small current element dl which makes an angle theta with r is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square, where mu naught by 4 pi is equal to 10 to the power minus 7. I is the current, dl is the length of this small segment, sin theta is the sine of angle this theta, and r is the distance from dl to P. This formula is applicable only for a small segment, only for a small element. But for any large length or for any considerable length of a conductor, you cannot apply this formula directly. Then student, we are going to apply this formula for large element, or you can say for a considerable length. Consider a circular loop. Consider a circular loop which carries a current I and whose radius is r. The circular loop carries a current I and its radius is r. We want to calculate magnetic field at its center. Then, first of all, we will consider a small element dl, because Biot-Savart law is applicable for very small length element. Consider a length dl, and distance of this dl from center is r, and you all know very well that the angle between radius and circumference is 90 degrees. This theta is the 90 degrees. Then, due to this length dl, magnetic field at O, at center, magnetic field at center, we can calculate dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I is the current, dl is this small length, I dl sin theta. Theta is the angle between r and dl. Here theta is a 90 degree. I dl sin 90 by r square. Then dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl by r square, because sin 90 is equal to 1. Next, for this complete circumference, for this complete length, we are going to integrate. Integration of dB is b. Mu naught upon 4 pi is a constant. I is a current which is also constant. I is the current which is constant. R square is the radius. This is also constant. Now here integration of dl. D is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I by r square, and integration of dl is, if you will integrate dl, then you will get this complete circumference, and this circumference is equal to the 2 pi r. the length of a circle is 2 pi r, circumference. R cancels out, 1 r, and cancel pi, 2 2 ja 4. Then answer will be B is equal to mu naught by 2, 2 2 ja 4, mu naught by 2, pi has been cancelled, I by r. Most important result. This is the result of magnetic field at the center of a circular loop. This is the result of magnetic field at the center of a circular loop. You can note down this result. This is a very important result, and we are getting an conclusion from here that magnetic field for a circular loop is directly proportional to the I. More I, more strong field, and it is inversely proportional to the R. For a smaller radius, field will be strong. For larger radius, field will be weak. Students, one more thing we are going to consider here, that is the direction of magnetic field. For that, we have already discussed that for a current carrying conductor I, the direction of magnetic field can be determined using right hand screw rule. Right hand screw rule. You can determine this length using right hand screw rule, which says if thumb gives the direction of current, then curl finger will give the direction of magnetic field. The same way, here you can see for this point, consider this point, thumb is in the direction of current and curl finger is pointing inward, and here field is inward. At this point, here you can see thumb is giving the direction of current and curl finger is pointing towards the inside direction. Here you can see thumb is in opposite direction, in the direction of current, and curl finger pointing inward. Means the direction of this magnetic field at the center is towards inward direction. This is towards inward direction. If you are going to reverse the direction of current, if you are reversing the direction of current, then what result you will get? If we reverse the direction of current, then you will find that thumb is in the direction of current and curl finger is pointing outward. Thumb is in the direction of current, curl finger is pointing outward. Here, thumb is in the direction of current, curl finger is pointing outward. Means for anti-clockwise direction, the direction of field is outward direction, and for clockwise direction, the direction of magnetic field is towards inward direction. One more thing, we have studied in class 10th that for a magnet there are two poles, north and south. From north pole, the magnetic field lines are emerging out, and at south pole they are entering. And students, the point from where magnetic field emerges is north, and from where and at the point where magnetic field enters is the south pole. Here you can see for clockwise direction magnetic field is entering, and for anti-clockwise direction magnetic field is coming out. Means this is the north pole. If you will draw an N and draw arrow at the head of and at the edges of N, the arrow gives the direction of current, and this is the north pole. In the same way, if you draw here S, then the direction of head of S is towards the current, then this will be the south pole, this will be the north pole, because from north pole magnetic field lines are emerging, you can see here, and at the south pole magnetic field lines are entering. Students, Now we are going to discuss one more result, one another application, and this is the magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor of infinite length. We have a conductor whose length is infinite in both directions, and we are going to calculate magnetic field due to this conductor which carries a current I, and we all know very well that the Biot-Savart law is applicable only for the small elements. Then again, consider a point P. Consider a point P which is at distance R and this distance will be perpendicular from the conductor. Conductor is straight. This distance P is at distance R from this conductor, and we want to calculate magnetic field at point P. Most important result is this. Then for this, again we are going to consider a small length dl. Consider a small element dl, and for simplicity I will take this distance A, and this distance will be R. Then the point P is at perpendicular distance from this conductor, and we are considering a small current element dl which is at distance R from this point P, because in the formula of Biot-Savart law we are using R. Hence for simplicity I am using this R. Suppose this angle is theta. This angle is theta, and I will use another angle phi. Students, let us start our derivation. Magnetic field due to this small element dl at point P will be dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. Mu naught upon 4 pi is the 10 to the power minus 7. I is the current, dl is this small length, and sin theta is this angle, and r is the distance given between dl and r. Students, first of all, I would like to say that in any derivation we will focus on our result taking the points which are given in our question, or you can see in our since the given variables are, or you can say the given values are I and this distance A. Given values are I and this distance A. The distance dl is considered by us, distance r is considered by us. Then in our final result, these two things should not be included. Then we have considered a small element dl which is at distance r from point P, and take that this distance from this point to dl is L. Now I will consider few points and I will write here. These points are not the part of our derivation, only these points, these calculations we will substitute in our final result. Consider in the triangle, the given shaded triangle, cos theta. We will not use theta. For overall final result, we will use phi. Consider cos phi. Cos phi is equal to base upon hypotenuse, A by R. Then from here you are getting A is equal to, or R is equal to A upon cos phi, which is equal to the A sec phi. Means in this expression we will substitute r is equal to a sec phi, because we are going to convert r in the form of a, because a is given, and we have converted r in the form of a. Second one is apply a formula tan phi in the same triangle. Tan phi is equal to perpendicular upon base L by A. From here you will get L is equal to A tan phi. But our substitution requires dl. This is the L and this is the dl. Then differentiate this expression. Differentiate. You will get dl is equal to A sec square phi d phi, because differentiation of tan phi is the sec square phi. Means for dl we will substitute a sec square phi d phi. Here a question arises, why we are taking phi not theta? Students, you can see as the length of this conductor will increase, phi will vary in the both directions. If you are going upward direction, you can see if dl is here, then phi will be smaller. If you extend the dl, then you will find that the phi will increase. Then we are going to convert our result in the form of phi, because phi is a variable. Substitute these values. Mu naught upon 4 pi I dl. dl is equal to a sec square phi d phi. A sec square phi d phi sin theta. We are going to substitute theta is equal to 90 minus phi from this triangle, because this is right angle triangle. We can write theta is equal to 90 minus phi. Substitute sin 90 minus phi. Theta is equal to 90 minus phi upon r square. R is equal to a sec phi. A square sec square phi, because here there is a square of r. Mu naught upon 4 pi I by A. Students, you can see sec square phi will cancel out this sec square phi, and A will cancel out 1. Then mu naught upon 4 pi I by A sin 90 minus phi cos phi d phi. Sin 90 minus theta is equal to cos theta. You have studied in class 10th. dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi and students, you can see here that phi is a variable. As you are going to extend the length of conductor, phi will also increase. Then this expression is for only a small length dl. Now you are going to calculate for the complete length. Then suppose we are we are not taking the complete length, because at starting we have considered that this conductor is of infinite length, but at present we are going to consider a small length, and suppose this length is subtending an angle phi 1 here, and from up direction the subtended angle is phi 2. Then for the given phi 1 and phi 2, if you integrate this expression, then the limit of phi is minus phi 1 to plus phi 2. And this limit of this angle phi is minus phi 1 to plus phi 2. Since we are going here downward direction and here upward direction, then whenever the direction of angle changes, you will consider the sign. Then here the direction of phi 1 is anti-clockwise and direction of phi 2 is clockwise. Hence for phi 1 we are using the sign minus. Integrate now. Integration of dB is b mu naught upon 4 pi I by a constant, and integration of cos phi is minus sin phi. Integration of cos phi is minus sin phi, plus sin phi, and minus phi 1 2 plus phi 2. Minus phi 1 2 plus phi 2. Now put upper limit and lower limit. B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I by a sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. Students, this result is very important. The derivation is a little bit complicated because mathematics is involved here, but the result is most important. Then, as compared to the derivation, first of all, we are going to focus on our result. I repeat, we have considered a small element dl at distance r, and for this small element dl, we applied Bhatt-Savart law. After, there are some substitution which I have mentioned here, because phi is variable. As you are extending the length or decreasing the length, the value of phi is going to be changed. Hence, we are going to convert this expression in the form of phi, and in the form of, and we have converted the r and l in the form of a, because a is given quantity and r and l are considered by us. Then we have converted r and l in the form of a. These are the substitution. After substituting these values, we have integrated, because phi is variable. For considered length, the lower angle is phi 1 and upper angle is phi 2. We are using the limit minus phi 1 to phi 2. After integrating, we are getting this result. Students, I want to discuss this result. This derivation is important and result is most important. B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I by a sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. This result is applicable for a conductor whose distance from point P is a, and the both ends are subtending an angle phi 1 and phi 2. Suppose, students, if the length of this conductor is infinite, as the length of conductor will increase, phi 2 will increase and phi 1 will also increase. You can see, as we are increasing the length in both direction, upward and downward direction, the angle phi 1 and phi 2 both are increasing. And for infinite length, phi 2 will become 90 degree. Phi 2 will become 90 degree and phi 1 will also become 90 degree. Because with increase in the length, angle is increasing, and for infinite length, it will approximately become 90 degree. Then we can write here, for infinite length, phi 1 will be equal to the 90 degree and phi 2 will also be equal to the 90 degree. Substitute these values, you will get B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi I by a sin phi 1 means sin 90, sin phi 2 means sin 90. B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi 2I by A. This is also an important result. Sin 91, sin 91, 1 plus 1, 2. For semi-infinite length, consider we have a conductor whose length is semi-infinite. Semi-infinite means this conductor is extended infinitely in one direction. Then for this, at distance A, phi 1 will be 90 degree and lower angle will be 0 degree. Phi 2 will be 0 degree. Because if you will use semi-infinite, for that you are going to reduce this part, and as this part will reduce, this angle will be decreased to the 0. For semi-infinite, phi 1 will be 90 degree and phi 2 will be 0 degree. Substitute, you will get the result B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by A. Then students, today we have discussed two applications. Number one is magnetic field due to the circular loop, whose result is mu naught by 2 I by A, and second one is magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor. For this, the result is here. And for infinite length, theta 1 and theta 2 will become 90 degree, and after substituting theta 1 and theta 2 90 degree, you will get this result. And for today, this is enough. Thank you, students. In next class, we will discuss numerical portion. Thank you so much.